G'day people, how are we all? Welcome to the Wacky Halloween weekend show. Hopefully everybody is well. Sorry I got into a fight with a witch and she just turned me into an evil rabbit. I'm going to say hello to everybody here. Granddad, Grandpa Rose, how are you? I believe Trayman 1 is the Cookie Monster for today, and we got Stormy Sky Production. G'day guys, how are we all? Wigwag Workshop, how are you? John Kuffel, how are you? George Thomas Grosses, and of course my partner sidekick Anthony, how are you, buddy?
Hello and hi everybody that's come in.
John Benicki, how are you? Liz in Grafton, hopefully you're doing all right up there, buddy. I know you guys have been getting it rough there last week or so. Hopefully you're doing all right. Yeah, I was getting the.
But John Benicki, that's not no ordinary rabbit.
No. Hang on, I better go and get the spell cast off.
He's got a mean streak a mile wide. He's got huge feet. Look at the bones.
Hang on, just a minute. My glasses are falling off. Still no improvement.
2 costumes for the price of 1.
Oh, that's better. The glass is still falling up. Hang on. Oh, man. Oh, that's right. But the eye out. All right. Who else we got here? Dwight, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you in here. Daryl, how are you, buddy? Yeah, I think I did say hello. Rex, how are you? Hot dog Andy, how are you, mate? Thanks for staying up this early in the morning for you.
No, actually, he said he was coming in to say hello and then went to bed.
Oh, okay. All right. Hello and good night, and I'll see you when I see you tonight, maybe. Is he on tonight? Do you know? Anthony, will he be on tonight?
Will who be on tonight?
Hot dog Andy.
No, he came in, said hello, but wasn't staying.
Yeah, I meant is he streaming tonight?
Well, for you tonight, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I'm in the future. Can't you tell? Look, this is what happens in the future. Randall, how are you? And no, stop messing up. Maybe he's not breathing hard. I was breathing hard earlier. Tammy and Ray, how are you? And I think I'm getting near the bottom. Did I miss anyone?
Speaking of somebody's up past their bedtime, hello, Jean Ricard.
Hey, Jean, how are you? I haven't seen him. Oh, there he is. Then we got Greymaster, nice to see you in here. I know it's a bit early. It's almost Halloween, so happy Halloween to everyone. I mean, it is coming to the Halloween weekend. I don't have to take my makeup off. I've got kids coming around later. I'm just going to spruce it up a little bit more, make it more scarier. And they probably won't turn up again next year. None of the age of the young ones are nearby. Man, my nose is still bloody. Yeah, so hopefully everybody's all right. I'm finally back in the training room.
Yes, you are, aren't you? I didn't even know.
Yeah, after all this time. I mean, I've got cobwebs everywhere, and oh man, I mean, yeah, I might end up running a bit of trains as well during the show. Les, I don't know if there's any other Aussie viewers here. Just a quick heads up. Next weekend, our time's going to be changing because these Americans are leaving their daylight saving, you see. So live stream for us here in Australia will be starting at 12 o'clock, Sydney daylight saving time. So for all you that are up in far north in Queensland, it'll be 11 o'clock for you. I will put a reminder during the week so the Queenslanders and Australian viewers will know that there will be a time change. Well, at least I won't be. At least I'll be able to see most of your shows now on a Saturday morning. Don't have to get up and old colony hours on a Saturday morning. Actually, this doesn't look too bad, eh? Yeah. Should go up to the local Coles and see if they'll still serve me. They probably will. Do you have a train yard on your layout?
No, not really. I do have a parking area for my high-speed trains and a parking area at a station, but nothing you would officially call a train yard or a fiddle yard or a Schottenbahnhof in German.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody's been all right. I have been working on my railway carriage project. I've given them up. Who likes McDonald's? I don't like McDonald's. I definitely don't look nothing like Ronald McDonald. I mean, one, I've got too much hair up here and I've got too much hair down here, so nah, I'm his evil twin.
I like McDonald's. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
It's not too bad, some of the meat, but I can't eat it. With their mince and whatever way they do their mince over here, gets caught up in my throat, and of course I've already got problems, and I ain't just having a coughing fit afterwards. Supper tonight. I have for supper. Okay.
But then it helps.
I prefer Burger King or Hungry Jack's. Ray just came in and asked what is Artie supposed to be. An evil clown at the moment before I was the evil bunny. Some witch up the road here, nuts. I am nuts. Come on, Les, we all come from the same area. We're all nuts down here, you know that. But yeah, I finally did finish off the railway carriages, but I need to test run them. I do have a top secret project as well. I can't display it at the moment, but my carriages are going all right. I just got to see how they run. I have found a few little problems I've got to adjust. But hey, it's all part of progress. And apart from that, it's just been flat out just dealing with appointments this week. That's why I haven't been on too many live streams. And I've been checking out the videos where I can. It just wears you out. Since I've got all the regular viewers in here, I did get dealt a big blow this week with the surgeon that done the operation on my shoulder. He has definitely confirmed it that I would not be able to go back to my normal work that I used to do. Doing all the hard labour and hard work with the road trains and that out west. He says I won't be able to do that anymore. So I'm taking a bit of a break, late January, February. I'm just running away for 5 weeks from this country. I'm getting away from here. When I come back, I'm going to reevaluate what I'm going to do for work. Because this time next year, or during next year, I've got to get back to work in some capacity. Yeah, it's going to be it's a big blow, really. When you have, like in my line of work, when you have that many options open to you, you could go anywhere, knock on the door and get a job, basically. Now, with that restriction, that closes a whole heap of doors in my industry. What are you going to do for Thanksgiving? I am not going to go turn into a turkey. Tammy's already said she's going to do something to me as a turkey, but no, thank you, Tammy. I'm not into that.
Artie, does Australia have an official Thanksgiving
No,
Day? I didn't think
no,
so. I
no.
couldn't
We don't.
remember.
Here in Australia, we don't.
Canada and
No.
the United States. And Canada's was 4 weeks ago, and 3 weeks ago, and ours is 4 weeks from now.
Yeah, no, we don't celebrate it. Tammy said, "What? You said you were going to stuff me like a turkey? That's what you said to me." Yeah. We don't celebrate it as such, but there are Americans and that whatnot. Some do, but like if you within American, the Americans that live around here, they would do a Thanksgiving. But apart from that, no, we don't do it.
And we're just gonna have our family.
Yeah.
We'll have, it'll be Joyce and me, our 3 kids, our son-in-law, grandson, and then my son and his new wife. And that should be it.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. They already know already stuff. Yeah, but stuffed in what way? And they'll come in on the trainer and they've done a bit of testing on the trains as well as layout. When I get back from my trip, I am also going to be redoing the layout. I'm not too happy with it. So I'm going to rearrange the track plan. I'm just not, with the operation wise, I'm just not happy. Mystic, how are you, buddy? Yeah, I have had my hair done and I got into a blue at the front. As you can see, I'm all battered up. It's beautiful. Oh, thanks. I wonder if I can get on a plane like this. Probably not. Anyone welcome? What's that? Here with the 25 of us in the family. We cook tons. Okay, good.
Joyce and I have cooked for as many as 38 and served them down here, but we're long past those days. We used to host her family and all her siblings and all their spouses and all their kids.
Yeah. I haven't been to a
Thanksgiving. Too big.
Yeah, well, I haven't been to a Thanksgiving for a long time. Where's Mystic Artie? Artie is down. His body's laying down at the local lake. We're just throwing him in there, and hopefully we'll get enough shrimp and crabs from him down there. Of his body, we'll go and check him out later on this week. We'll do later on tonight. And that's a kangaroo on crack. Yeah. Thanks,
hey, John Mystic.
So what I'll do is I'll get some of the trains rolling as we. Yeah, I did do some of the automation. Let me just change the camera. I've got to work this out. Is that the one? Yeah, that's a departure one. I'll start with that. So I'm going to I'll use my train automation program, and I'll just hopefully everything will run properly. Okay, which one do I start off with first? I think it's this one here. As you see, the spiders have attacked. Alright. The trains will, they should, everything runs properly, everything should run automatically. Yep, there's one, there's the local going out. That's on the top. Oh yeah. Yeah, got the ex-mother-in-law up in the other paddock.
Hello, John of the Papa John variety.
Yep. G'day, Papa John, how are you? Welcome. So that's one that's gone out in the station, and one of the other ones. Oh, geez, I even got a spider on one passenger train. think they're all going to run. Right, they are. Let me just check on this. So, okay. So I should have, I will have eventually, if everything goes right, I'll have 3 trains running. There's a freight train going out, and the one that's got the hitchhiker on the back, it should be running too. Oh man, the spiders everywhere. Actually, no, actually, it wasn't too bad, but I had a few little spider webs here and there. And the trains have.
Well, you don't have any spider webs now, but you got plenty of spiders.
Oh, I've got plenty of them around here. What was? I mean, there's a nice little web behind me too, and there goes Express. Just excuse the mess. I haven't really done reasonable size funnel webs. We do have some funnel webs around it. I actually haven't seen any around it. We have had those big huntsmen here. So let me see what we can. There you go, talking about spider webs. There you go. You'll see what the train's running there. I'll leave that there for a while. As you see, some of them trying to fix the layout and play on the layout. Yeah, plenty. Good. One of my new engines are playing up. It's ticking. Like a ticking time bomb. So that's one of the cameras looking down the middle. I've got to rearrange and all that. No, I don't wear nail polish. No, what's his name? Daryl's the one that wears nail polish. Yeah.
Artie has a lot of makeup on, but nail polish isn't.
Yeah. So the way this should work now, I've got to put more cameras located properly. Basically what happens is the trains will run automatically now and stop and start. As the sections are cleared, I will relocate the cameras later on in the week, so we have a better view later in the week. Just let me turn around, make sure everything's running properly. So far, so good. Hang on, 1, 2. Press that. Yep, I've got 3 trains running. That's good. All right. Okay. Out of all jokes aside. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm not happy with the inclines and bigger track plan. I mean, I've got one section where you see where the big spider is, the track above it. When I do my operation and the automation, it's where that train's coming in now in the view. That one there, that line is
Ian from Lehigh.
G'day Ian, how are you? Welcome. The section's too long, and when I do my automation in it, because I like to sit back and watch my trains run. At the top level, g'day Rick, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Rick.
When we get to the top level, let me readjust this other camera. The trains sit around in the siding for way too long. And if I want to do bi-directional running, I'll only get one train running instead of multiple because one's parked up for way too long. One of them's supposed to stop. Oh, yep, they stop. And I'll just change the camera again. I'll try to get the. Which one was the station one? That's the station one. Just watch yourselves for a moment. It's going to be if you can. There you see above my head. You've got the station there. You've got the station there, so the train will stop there automatically. And the other passing loop is down below. You've got a passing loop at the top, which are called one of the stations. Yeah, I'm in Halloween mode. As you can see, I've got my best October makeup on. I'm gonna have to cover this down a bit. Well, it must be scary because when Pixie took a look at me, she bolted out the door. And have you seen Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner shows where the legs are out in the middle, in midair, zooming around 100 mile an hour? Yeah, Pixie was doing exactly the same thing. Now, I do have a train stall by the looks of it. Yes, I do. Is it going to go? Is it going to go? Man, why do they do this? Is it going? Is it going? I'll just have to freeze it for a minute. I tested everything up before the show, but now they decide, as normal, they all want to play up. So let me go and rescue this one train. I think the spider might have overloaded it. I will fix that problem up. I don't know. For some reason, this one always tends to.
Hey, welcome Terry's Trains Down Under and Postmodern Model Works. Yeah, Ian, that's how he gets his hair like that. He stands behind a jet and lets it blow.
This is the most hair I've had since I was 24, 25. Come on, give me a break. Okay. That'll fix itself up. Oh, man. Shut down those.
That would be the most hair I ever had. Although I did grow some pretty long hair and a long beard right after I left West Point, but.
So there you go. We've got one sitting, and the others. There'll be another one. Should work out all right now. Yeah, the trains are they are. But yeah, the inclines are just postmodern. How are you? The inclines are a bit steep. I rushed it too much when I was putting it together. But at least I've got trains running at the moment. Particularly where that one you see going down the hill, that's the steepest incline out of all of them. So I've got to pull it all apart. I won't do it now. Because I don't want to overdo my shoulder at the moment because I've only just been allowed to do some weightlifting. So, yeah, well, serious. I like your flying Scotsman, by the way. G'day, Chris. How are you, buddy? That flying Scotsman that you've got is superb.
It has really, so far, again, time is the real judge, but so far it is proving to be quite quite a quality locomotive. I was impressed with how it ran in and how it ran during my live stream yesterday for 3 hours.
Yeah. So you got the matching cars to go with it.
No, Merklin did not release matching cars to go with it. We are hopeful that they will. For example, last year Merklin released a very popular Danish diesel locomotive, no, steam locomotive, famous in Denmark,
Yeah.
and they released it, and it sold very well. And then this year, Merklin announced for their fall releases a set of freight cars to go that are specifically Danish from that era to go with the train. So we're hoping that now Merklin will say the first series of this train has sold out. So they've clearly made their money on it, that they will then pick some rake of cars to go with it. Now, I am not a train historian, and especially a UK train historian. I know more about German trains than American and UK trains combined. But there are at least 4 different liveries and 3 different companies that the Flying Scotsman ran for. I think it's something like 3 different
Yeah.
companies, but there are 4 different liveries. But it was like LNER, it was GWR, and it was British Rail. So yeah, that's 3 right there. 3 different. So although the model we have is how it looks basically today at the York Model Railway Museum, National Railway Museum.
But then again, you can always do what they've done when she was out on tour, particularly here in Australia, and
Yeah,
use the carriages within that country.
right.
Well, you see here, I do have one carriage that's got the double screen here. When she was here, she actually used the old, let me get it up the camera, she used this colour scheme in these carriages
Okay.
here in Australia, and they were coupled up to her permanently while she toured. Basically, she ran wherever there was a
Yeah.
standard gauge, they ran it. I mean, that was from Brisbane down to Melbourne. I did see it in Melbourne when they've done the bicentenary down there because they brought over here for Australia's 200 years. I lined up to go and have a look at it, and I got within 20 feet of it, and they said, that's it, exhibition's closed. So
Yeah.
after standing in line for 2 hours,
Well,
I
that is
did,
what I have been. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I did race it a few times along the Hume Highway when it was going up and down. Of course, I didn't have a camera then days to video record it, but I did see it run, and I tell you what, it's a beautiful sight seeing it run. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I've been told when it was here in America, it pulled American passenger cars. So I've been told whatever you run with, it's going to work. The funny thing is, it's been to Australia, it's been to the United States and Canada, but it's never done a run on mainland Europe. Europe
Yeah.
is just across the channel, but it's never been in mainland Europe. It's been all the way to Australia and the United States, but never just over to Australia. And that's because its American tour was in the early 60s, I believe. And the story is it got stuck here because they didn't have enough money to ship it back.
Really happy, Valley.
Hey, Edward. And
Oh,
hi, Randall again. And model train aficionado Chris is here.
I can't believe it. It's stored again. Hang on.
Yeah, and by the way, several people are, I don't know if you're catching the comments already, but several people are pointing out how they really like how the layout's looking. Now, I know you just said you want to change it, you're not happy with it, but it is nice to see so much more space on it.
Yeah, as I said, I've got to readjust it, man, because you see, down the far end, that one engine, and that's the new one. It's stored again.
And John, that's what I did when I ran it in my live stream last night. Because it was such a special steam locomotive, I picked my finest rake of steam locomotive passenger cars to run with it. The Rheingold cars are maybe a step down in luxury and class from the Orient Express, but they're still very, very beautiful cars. And their coloring is not unlike some of the GWR and British Rail crimson and custard cars or custard and brown cars that you would have seen in the UK in its time periods. So that's what I did for the live stream last night.
Tell you what, if those with this load, I am not going to be very impressed. I mean, the older model I've got of this same type of engine, it runs a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I better move it up in the section.
Oh, hi, Robin.
Hello, Robin. How are you? You probably see I had a makeover, facelift, Berkeley style. Right, let me get you down.
Didn't mean to do that. But the thing is, my video, I now do, I don't do review videos. When I get new stock, I don't do a big review. I do what I call first impression videos, where I just say, hey, here's how I'm seeing it out of the box. I've run it in. Let's see if it can run up the one big incline on my layout. And that's it. It's not a review. I just say, here's how it looks. Here's how I see it. I'm not encouraging people to buy it. But that video, I knew it might do well because of the topic. But yeah, it is. It's already in 2 days. It's 1,300 views, which is only my second video that's not a short or that wasn't something else to go over 1,000 views. Normally my first impressions get anywhere from 275 to 375 views, and this one's already over 1,300 views. So obviously it's getting passed around because the German community wants to see this. The UK community is interested in seeing what the Germans did with it, but they're going to want to listen. And I was one of the first English speakers to get a video out there on it.
Mystic, look, you can always turn around and say that you've got a very important conference with the lawyers, okay? That's what you've got to turn around and tell the guys at work, so it gets you out of work for at least an hour. Okay, just tell them you're with an international lawsuit, class action. I mean, what can be worse than having a Aussie clan as your lawyer? I mean, what can go wrong? Maybe years down the track, he'll be getting his freedom. Yeah, it's not too bad to lay out, but I'm just, as you see, do have problems with inclines, and that's only it's stuck again. Another one stuck. No, move it. The inclines are just a little bit out. But I can't remember. I think the flight Scott did end up going back to the US after she left here. I can't remember. I think he did go back there, and that's when she got stuck in the US after 1988. She spent 4 months here, and then she went to the US, and then that's where she got stuck before they ended up saving her, taking her back to the UK. Maybe they're afraid that she'll get stuck in mainland Europe somewhere. See, but it would be nice to see it there.
All right, let me. This is going to take a couple of minutes, but Robin, yeah, this is a big deal that a continental company would do. Continental meaning European continent, to do this in HO because it's very rare for the German, Austrian, Swiss, the Central European, even the French companies. You might find like one of the smaller Italian companies, like back in the day, Rivarossi would have done one, and now it's owned by Hornby. There's Lima, which I believe is also owned by Hornby now. The two Italian companies, and then there's Mahano, which is a Slovakian company. Maybe they would put one out because they do everybody. They just do international, but the German companies do European. The continental European. Nobody, not even the American companies, do UK trains because the UK is all about 00 as their primary size, and nobody in the UK is going to buy an HO scale locomotive. The problem is, if there was a problem, is that people do want UK trains for their HO layouts. Now, Germans love American stock. If you go to Germany, they'll have all their German and Austrian trains, the Danes, the Netherlands, the Dutch, the French. They like American trains, and they can get HO American trains to run on their systems, especially if it's DC 2 rail. But Europeans have been saying, come on, we want some HO. We don't want to buy a 00 that looks too big that looks out of size. And so Märklin, I don't know if I don't work for Märklin. I don't work in the Märklin world, but Märklin seems to have been listening to this, because I'm in the German forums and they're always talking about it. It's a shame we can never get UK stock. I would like a Mallard. I would like a Flying Scotsman. I would like an Azuma Class 800. And they're just not available because you either have to buy a 00 and have it look a little, and plus those 00s being bigger, you might have some areas where the 00 doesn't quite fit going past your platforms. It's just that much bigger. It could be an issue. So Märklin out of the blue, and their excuses, we're celebrating the 100th anniversary of this famous locomotive. We've done other famous American locomotives like the Big Boy and that. We'll do, and they put it out there. And many people, including myself, believe they did this to test the water to see, is there a market for some British locomotives, even if it's only the famous ones, like the Flying Scotsman, like the Mallard, to see if there is a potential market for it. Right now, people are just hoping that the sales have been so great for the Flying Scotsman that they will make cars, passenger coaches for it in HO scale. Because right now, Märklin's saying, well, if you want good cars for it, here's the Edelweiss set, which is all sold out, so you can't get it anyhow, or this and this and what have you. But so it's a venture. It is very interesting.
Well, you see, I think with them going with the Flying Scotsman, they've done a good risk with that, because the Flying Scotsman is a world famous steam engine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They'll probably be able to get away with the Mallard, but how would they get away with the other UK trainers? See, that's when you look at how much it costs to do the tooling and that. It's not cheap.
No, it's not. So you got to see if the sales are there. And understand, I was just talking about making it an HO. Now take the next step. The very small community, although it's huge in Europe, the Märklin people, specifically the Märklin people, who are 3 rail. So, in Europe, 3 rail is the norm, at least in Central Europe. In Germany, even to a degree in France, but definitely Germany, Austria, Scandinavia, 3 rail is the norm. Märklin owns that, but there are plenty of 2 rail people. But so to make it, and then on top of that, have it in a 3 rail version, that's really a huge. Now, Märklin, through their Trix brand, makes this same exact model in a 2 rail version. If you like this and think it looks great, want it in HO and want it on your layout, just go look at the Trix version. And I can tell you, I believe the Trix version is 29968. 29968 is the model number, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it's 29968. But there is a 2-rail. Now it would be DCC for those of you, it's digital. There's not an analog version. But that they do it in 3-rail makes it an even bigger risk. But apparently it wasn't that much of a risk because it is sold out. Whether they do a second run with it or not, I don't know, because they did say this would be a special limited edition. Not that there's any tag in it.
I know, like with I know with the tooling that we've got here with one of the models.
Actually, he hasn't been ignoring you. I've just been talking too much, Debbie.
Yeah, I haven't been. Oh, don't tell me. Yeah, I haven't been ignoring you, Debbie. It's just that Anthony was talking. We try not to talk over people. G'day, Steve. Peace out. How are you, buddy? Buddy is invisible man. No, I'm not. I'm here. Well, my voice is here, but I had a bit of a makeover. The local makeover. Being in Berkeley, it's like being in the old blogs. Yeah. But I know I was talking to one of the manufacturers here. The models that he produced, just one line of it, just a one style tooling, it cost him the basic tooling, cost him $250,000, and that's before production. $250,000. That's a lot of money for tooling. So, okay, Martin's got a fair bit of money, but it's still a lot of money. Okay, what's going on? Hang on, we've got an emergency here. We have a derailment. What did you go up there for? What did you derail for?
It's not going well. It's not going well. It's not going well. It's not going well.
No, it's not going well. Let me go and rescue it. Okay, but with that laugh now, because this is one of the biggest reasons why I've got to change.
No, Teddy Bear 11 teen, he's not kitted up for Halloween. This is just how he looks when he hasn't had a shower.
Oh, the turnout didn't turn. Huh. Okay. That's odd. That is very, very odd. It's the second time it's done that.
Anyhow, hello, Steve, 87 piece app.
You tried on that too, so why? There, that should do it. As you guys can see, I don't have much room in here. Now, with the medication that I did have, it's just bloated me up. So I've got to change this section over here so I can squeeze through, so to speak. Because at the moment it's a very, very tight fit. Before I had my left shoulder operation, I had no problem. But now I'm back in.
Did you notice how Artie designed his levels at the perfect height?
Which section?
Well, you have the one level here, and then you can get your belly under a bit, and then you have the next level down there.
Yeah. I would prefer not to have to squeeze so much, so I've got to do a bit of adjustment. That's what I'm saying. I've got to do. That's why I'm not happy. It's a very tight fitting now. As you see, it's a very tight fit for me. You just need platform.
I've got on my far side over here, I've got an area I have to basically walk through sideways to get through it between my parking area and the outermost loop. And then I still kept knocking things over with my butt. So I put up some plexiglass to create a screen between my body and the rails.
Well, that's what I'm having problems down with the lower section down here. Where I'm pointing out with my finger. That's what I'm having with down on this lower section down in here. Um, where I've been bumping the carriages and whatnot, I want to get in there, and it's a very, very tight fit. Um, I need to reevaluate the biggest butt glass. Yeah. Um, try to pull off that. So you see, I was going with a 24-inch radius, thinking a lot of stuff will run nicely and smooth. It's not. Um, and to get the climb to get up to this top section, and then doing a continuous one, it was just mind-boggling. And just trying to stretch the curves out a bit. But I will have to. I'm going to redo the track plan to make it a little bit more workable. And of course, as you see, I've had a struggle getting through the side here. I'm just going to have to readjust them. The stuff that I do have for the big 24-inch radiuses, I just have to stay in the box until I get my new home and build a decent sized layout. I mean, I've got too much stuff. I mean, it's not worth getting rid of it because they are bought potentially for the proper layout. Now, what did you stop? Oh, that's right, little phone.
Good night, Daryl.
Good night, Daryl. Have a good night, bud. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, well, it's more than medication than anything, because the medication that I've been on, because a lot of it's steroid based, it actually bloats you and makes you bigger. And it's no fun. And after the medication I was taking for painkillers and from the shoulder, that just bloated me up. And it wasn't that tight before when I was doing it, but now I just feel it. I haven't put weight on, but hey, it's drying there. I mean, the good thing is I haven't done scenery on it yet, which is a good thing. And the way everything's put together, it's all put together with screws, so it's not going to be too hard. Just tedious, that's all. Yeah, I'll put a link up to see if anybody wants to join in and give me a hard time. Now, there are some stickers being posted out in tonight's mail to the US. So those ones that have actually sent me stickers, I have your addresses. It's going to be in tonight's mail. I'm still waiting for your mug to arrive, Anthony, so I can actually send you your mugs with yours. I see that you're registered. Your address is in with the AGO and CIA, so I can get your address from there. I don't know what you've done wrong, but you're on the list. Might have been because you've been hanging out with me. So yeah, those are going out this week. Let's say oh, not again. Okay, I'm shutting this down. Okay, I'm shutting this down. Okay. You can put up my ugly mug now. I'm going to change this now. Something's wrong with. I just realised what it is. I cannot run I cannot run the show and have that program running in the background. Because as far as that drama there again, the computer didn't throw the turn out. Okay. Oh well, that was a good one lasted.
There's a lot of places, Teddy Bear 11. There was a place that was called Teesprings, and now it's just called Spring, but they've just changed ownership within the last couple of months. So there's even a possibility it might go under. But
oh really?
Yeah.
Well, where I got my mugs from is from I can't remember the site now.
I don't know if Sticker Mule does mugs.
No, not yet. No,
okay. Because they keep expanding what they do.
They probably will.
Blue Tees is another one.
Yeah, I know a lot of the stickers that I've got from them. I'm very, very impressed with the quality of the stickers. Now, also I got a T-shirt from them, and they're like, okay, without the holes, they're like this. They're actually printed on. They're not ironed on. Where I got my mugs from originally, what they done was they got your picture and put it on an iron transfer and stuck it on your T-shirt. And of course, after a small period of time, it will start crackling and distorting. I got the T-shirt just recently from Sticker Mule just to see what they're like, and they're actually painted into the fabric. I don't think it's I don't very much screen printed, but it's actually in the actual fabric itself, which is good. Okay, James, see you later, bud. You can still hang out. It's not 2 o'clock in the morning yet. There. Blue, some with blue tees. There is I don't know who the company is now, but they do have their stuff printed in China. Of course, everything comes from China. I did get the mugs from there, and that's the mugs that I got. I had a series of them printed out to see which logos I'm going to go with. I'll bring her.
G'day, guys.
G'day. They messed up with this mug here because I want a dark blue inside, but they end up putting this light blue inside. The other one I'll get.
Vista Print does mugs? Okay.
Vista Print, that's the one. Vista Print.
There you go.
No, sorry. No, it wasn't Vista Print. Vista Print's a different company. Hey, Thomas.
Hello, everyone.
The one,
Your 3D printer's not working.
But the one I'm going to go with for the mug is this one here.
That looks good.
That's the one I'm going to go with the mugs. Just keep it plain white. Well, it's got my logo and that and YouTube on it.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah, although you got to be careful. Some companies don't do it, but technically you are not allowed to use YouTube's logo without permission.
well, that's simple enough. I just take it off. That's only one of a kind. So,
Right. I'm just saying when you go there.
Yeah. Now,
because I had a YouTube logo on mine and they rejected it in the design thing because you had somebody else's copyrighted logo. And then I went back and they didn't notice I had Deutsche Bahn's logo on mine. So I said, well, I'll just take that one off too.
Yeah.
Even fonts, certain fonts are registered and you can't use them.
Yeah. But one thing I've done a mistake with this is, and Rick, if you're still here, Rick Bailey, he also picked up on it. we bring up the left-handed, right-handed jokes again. You know, are you left-handed or right-handed? See, I'm mainly right-handed. You don't see when you're on stream. You can't see the logo. This one's a left-handed mug.
See, that was my old one that had a different logo on either side, but this was really low budget, crappy. This is the one I made my design before my professional daughter took over and said, "Dad, let me do something good for you." So there's that one. That's what my daughter does for a living. She designs signs and corporate logos and stuff like that. And then this is the new logo on a beer glass.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. But I'm going to be going with this logo. It's now that I've got the computer in the training room because I've got the other hard drive, it's got the artwork in, and I can actually get that done. The one I'm getting you is a special order because it's got staffed on the end of it, on the side of it, because you're one of the channel's staffed members. So yours is a special order, so I'm waiting on that to come around. But there's another one I'm getting also for the Northern Territory. You've seen them run the Robin, haven't you? The way that the Northern Territory mugs.
Sorry?
You've seen the Northern Territory mugs, haven't you?
No, I can't say I have.
But you've probably seen their stickers on the back of cars. It's got, you know how everybody goes an abbreviation?
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. It looks like a swear word. Okay,
It
I
looks
know
like
one.
a swear word, but what they've done is they put the C in the U, and with the little letters in between, they got
NT.
with a capital N and a capital T. I've got to say it was very well put, but they tried to ban it. But as I said, well, it's not our fault if you read it the wrong way. It's got it in there. It's abbreviated fit on the mug. CU in the Northern Territory.
Yeah, I did some for my friend's rifle club, and they've turned out pretty good. But they're double-sided, so you can, no matter whether you're left-handed or right-handed, you can still see the logo. And the one that I've done for myself has got Dunstan. That was the graphic that I did for. He was a little doggy with a brush in his mouth. And that was the logo for my sign business.
Yeah.
And on the mug it says, "My mum loves art and trains." And it looks really good. In one side he's got the brush in his mouth, and the other he's got the train.
Yeah, but see, you're
stuff like that.
and it's a lot easier for a person like yourself, Robin, to do when basically that's a trade to do things like that.
That's the what? Sorry.
I said it's a lot easier for you to come up and draw something like that for you as you're in the trade.
Yeah, I've been sign writing, and I did my apprenticeship something like 49 years ago. Christ. I still love doing brushwork, but yeah, the computer's the way to go now. I still keep the brush skills going. It was a really good art form back in the day, but not anymore. There's nothing creative about punching a few keys and moving a mouse around on a table. It's a bit like I'm scratch building those Malcolm Moore models for a guy. I'm just trying to finish them off now, and they're all handmade. They're all done with styrene, all hand cut. So, and I get a lot more enjoyment out of that than pressing a few buttons and 3D print stuff. I find that quite boring. That's the one.
Hello, Edward.
Edward, how are you?
Hello, pretty good. I'm hoping that my computer's up to this because when I clicked on the link, it was only doing about the CPU or the hard drive was only doing about 25%.
Check your microphone. You are warbling and echoing.
Ooh. Okay.
Could be his computer too. I've noticed that.
Either that or the drugs are kicking in.
We'll go
What
with
that?
I mean, maybe I'm the only one hearing it, but we're getting definitely a bit of a
No,
warble.
I hear
No,
it.
I heard it too, Anthony.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're not
I
hearing
picked the wrong week to stop sniffing cocaine. Sorry.
I thought it was PBA glue.
That's a little bit better.
All right.
Are you, Edward, are you using Windows 10 or are you using Windows 11?
I think I'm still on 10.
Yeah. Since I have this laptop with the Windows 10, as we just seen my layout, I'm not impressed with it because it just seems to use up so much of the RAM and also the CPU. And what it will do is, like now, like I'm streaming, it'll give this priority to whatever the program is working in the background with my layout. Oh, Steve. Steve Peace has taken all of us out for dinner. No, you're going to take us out to dinner, Steve. No, not later, everyone. You're taking us to dinner. It's your shout. Take care.
Yeah, you bring enough for everybody.
Yeah. Have you got YouTube open as well as StreamYard? Is that me or Edward there, Les? I don't have YouTube in the background here.
I have a StreamYard on the front camera, the YouTube on mute on the second one, and then I have the chat and Task Manager on my slowly dying CRT because the red gun is out, so I only got blue and green now.
Yeah. See, I can't do that with my desktop, with my laptop computer. I did manage to get the cameras working on separate ports. I haven't done it on OBS for a while, which I will give a review. I do need another couple more cameras on the layout, which I'll sort out after I get my other priorities sorted out, because at the moment I'm just trying to gather enough money to get over to the US in the new year. So a lot of stuff I usually spend money on is being put on hold.
Edward, go to your audio settings on your computer. See where the microphone is pointing to.
Yeah.
Maybe you got it pointing to how many devices you have on there. You might have it pointing to the wrong one. Because sometimes
I have had that problem before where we turn around and
Now I should sound better.
there you go.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it. The thing is, I have a. I don't know if I can bring it out without taking everything down. I do have a blue snowball that I use for the microphone,
Okay.
but every now and then it decides to. Switch it back to the laptops.
I thought that was the biggest chopper chop I've ever seen in my life.
I've actually had a bigger one than that. I mean,
Oh yeah, you would have.
yeah.
Sometimes
Right,
Edward, the apps automatically switch them. And,
Yeah.
Hi, Joyce in the background.
Hello, Joyce.
Joyce.
Actually, I want to do that too in a short while. Chopper Chop had a big promotion going on in the late 80s, I think it was. The 90s. Chop had a big promotion. I don't know Yeah, I can't remember. You guys got Chupa Chups in the US, haven't you? They're the lollipop candies with a ball on it. No, they don't have it.
Ah, so that's what I didn't know I was talking about.
Not ringing a
Yeah,
bell
they-
by that name.
Ah,
It's a lollipop, and it's
like a ball on a stick.
ball on a stick, right?
Yeah.
And they're usually probably about the size. The diameter is roughly about this, just a little bit shy of a quarter. And Chupa Chup, that's the brand, that's the name of it. They actually came out for a motion, I think it was in the late 80s, early 90s. And they come in a big bucket for the retailers, they get it in a bucket. And they end up having a big giant one, and it was nearly as big as my head with my head. That's how big the Chupa Chup was. I was helping out my cousins. They'd owned a 7-Eleven in Melbourne. Their 7-Eleven was very popular with the local police station. The local police used to come around there.
Hmm.
And of course, my old cousin, Jim, he's a prankster like me. We always want to joke around. But anyway, I found this big Chupa Chup in the bucket. And this police officer, this female police officer, she was, she turns up and the counter comes up and I had to serve her. And of course, knowing me, the way I get, I've got the Chupa Chup. You can imagine the counter's down like roughly about waist high. I've got the big Chupa Chup and I put it down like so and I go, "G'day, love. You want to lick my lollipop?"
Really?
He's in the corner. You see, all he saw from the angle was me going like this. Of course, he's thinking of the old fella around. Now, she again, and she's like, "I beg your pardon, would you like to suck on my lollipop, or would you like to lick it?"
I don't put me over there near him.
He's got me sitting there doing this on screen. I ain't next to him.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, you're cute.
And she just turned around, and he was screaming because he's beautiful. I go, "No, don't do that." She's gone for the gun. And then when she looked down, she's like, "Oh my God, that is a big one." And my cousin didn't know what the hell was going on, but what's the favorite cup of coffee?
Yeah, I love you too. I love you too, Anthony. Put me over there near him. Ugh.
Yeah, that's the one, Edward. That's the one.
There, we'll put him in his own corner.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well,
That's much better.
oh, okay. Well, okay. So, hey, guys.
Put him in the naughty corner.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, where's the naughty corner? No, I can't see the naughty corner. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to put up with me a bit longer.
Well, isn't the Nordic corner the backstage?
Yeah, that's this one. See us.
Oh, there he goes.
Well, I'm Leather Clown. I'm
What
dressed
have you
like
been up to, Thomas? Have you been doing more 3D printing and stuff? Hello, Thomas. You can't hear me.
Hello?
Thomas,
Yeah.
can you hear Robin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking to somebody else.
No, you. Your name's Thomas.
You're the only Thomas on this particular call at this point in time.
Yeah, have you been doing any more 3D printing or are you
Oh, yeah.
more months you
Yeah.
have?
Yep. Yeah.
It's
Making
not running today.
yeah, making well cars and container cars.
Oh, okay. Well, the guy sent me some drawings for like a covered boxcar thing, an American 1/8 scale, and I had a look at it. I can just barely fit it onto my plate, which
Yeah.
is like 300 square. But when I checked to see how long it would take to print, it was something like about 4 days.
Wow.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
I
That's a
could
long
make
time.
it in that.
How thick is it going to be?
Hey?
How thick is the plastic going to be? And how
Oh,
fine
it's quite thick. It's quite a thick wall, to support it, obviously.
do you want it 3D printed? You would have been
Yeah,
better
I
off
said
outside.
take it to them. It's a really good artwork.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really quite good. But yeah, you need to take it to a bureau or something to get it done. I think it's a bit too much
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, you wear the printer out. 4 days.
And it's always in the 3 days and 10 hours that the machine plays up or it misses something and
Oh yeah, all you got to do is go through the second day and it all fails up and it's like, oh, bugger, I'll start all over again. Because I remember with my printer, like I thought, oh yeah, she'll be safe, everything's working fine, but as soon as I turned my back and went to bed, by the time I wake up in the morning thinking it was all done, it's got this big line of airspace in between.
spaghetti.
Yeah.
I've never had that one once, but I keep an eye on it. I don't run it when I'm asleep. It's too risky, I think.
No, I run mine 24 hours a day. I don't watch it.
What have you got? Is that an Ender, is that? Thomas?
No, that's a Viper. It's an Anycubic Viper.
Ah.
And then
I've
behind
got
it, you got two Anycubic rods for the fine.
I've got artillery sidewinders.
Yeah.
And they're really, really good. I just right from day one when I got the first one, it was just brilliant. And then I thought when they were on special, I grabbed a second. So I've got a backup now, which is good.
Yeah.
But I love using them for things like Windows and all the stuff the fiddly stuff that is a pain to make.
Yeah.
That's really more what I use them for.
Yeah, that's their great for Windows. I mean, I've done a whole lot of Windows for that on the refueling shed that they got, because they got the plastic insert for your glass and your bars in it. So I've gone ahead and I did put it somewhere. It's in one of the boxes. But I used 3D printer to print them out, and I'll tell you what, they look a lot better than they're using that plastic.
Oh yeah, I used to screen print Windows onto clear, and they look good. But the problem is that they don't have the dimension that you get, especially on the bigger models. They're okay in N scale, doesn't really matter. But in HO, because I was doing those big buildings for Billy, and one of them that Griffiths T building is huge, and it's just got massive windows in it, and using that for screen printed ones just not going to work.
Yeah.
So the 3D printer was working overtime making windows. The rest of it's all handmade, but yeah. I wouldn't like to do a big model like that on a 3D printer. It'd just take forever.
Well, it all depends on the 3D printer. Size like that.
Yeah, well, this building is 500 millimeters long. It's about 300 deep, and height-wise, it's about 330, 340 high. And I basically cut all of the windows out while I was watching, things on TV. So when the ads come on, because I find them rather mindless, I just cut out windows and and when the show come back on, watch the show, and then back to the windows when the ads were on. And it's amazing how much work you can get done.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it comes together pretty quick within a couple of nights. Most of the parts were cut out. It's just a case of now putting it all back together. but it's all been on hold with what happened with Billy, and yeah, it just took up a bit more of my time looking after him. So now it's catch up.
Have a good day, bud. Take care. Yeah, sorry, John.
What do you do? What sort of modelling have you got, Edward?
For me, right now I'm starting a brand new diorama to sort of, practice on my scenery skills before I put them on my actual layout. This time I have done a trestle, queen post bridge, just finished up a covered bridge, and this next one is going to be a something that I didn't even realize that there was such a thing until I wound up picking up this book about covered bridges in Vermont. Apparently they do have a variation. Let's see if I can find it quickly. I'm not sure if it's going to be a good.
Do they run trains through those?
Hmm?
Do they run trains through those bridges, or are they just for cars?
It was both. It was both.
Both.
But the thing is, what I'm planning on doing is what's called a covered truss bridge, where they only cover the trusses.
Huh. Wow.
There is it's not as a good picture, but there is a covered bridge next to a covered truss railroad bridge.
Wow.
So they did do them as for both regular traffic and also for railroad. I just recently found out that there is one Vermont covered railroad bridge still being used today. However, it's in New Hampshire. Apparently, what had happened was the line that the bridge was on was closed. I want to say in the 70s, I think. And basically, this amusement park in New Hampshire turned around and bought the bridge and brought it over to New Hampshire, and it's still being used in that park.
Because they have covered bridges in Canada, don't they, where they have the snowfall, is it? And it falls down onto the railway line, and they put like a cover, like a roof over the top of it.
I would assume that they would have covered bridges. I know out west they had what they call snow sheds, which were they had snow sheds that covered the tracks, to making sure that avalanches would basically go over the tracks. But those were not on bridges; they were on the side of cliffs.
Are you scratch building them, or are you doing them with a 3D printer?
Well, the thing is that the bridges that I've done so far are from Hunterline. Hunterline does not make as far as I know, no one makes a covered truss bridge. When I was talking to Rick Hunter, the ones who him and his wife own Hunterline, I asked him. I wound up winning a $50 certificate from New Tracks Modeling for them, and I was going to get their regular queen post bridge, and then cover it up, and then saying that what's a good way to board it up to do the covered truss bridge, and he suggested just buy the covered bridge that they have, and then just instead of building the roof and everything, just using the wood to just cover the trusses. He believes that there's enough wood to just cover it over. Another thing is that I believe, I forgot which main 2-foot gauge railroad, heritage railroad it is, but they just completed rebuilding one of their covered truss railroad bridges. And the interesting thing is that you're showing pictures of it, and then when you see the train go through it and all that, it looks like two wooden walls that it just drives in between through.
Wow. Yeah, it's different in every country, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, see, we got snow sheds here. Well, what it's classified as snow sheds here, Robert. The oldest one along here is the one on the Moss Vale line. You know where the dog park signal box was, or where they done the tunnel. You probably see where they started the tunnel on the dog park line. It's just around the corner from that. They've actually done the snow shed style there to cover the railway line from Rockport because it's prone to Rockport, and it's still there today.
it's a learning curve, isn't it? Trying to get to understand all of the things that people call them in different countries. Hey,
Now, what they've done is up at Stamford Park Railway Station on the northern side of the line, they've actually done a tunnel as a snow shed because it was prone to rockfalls as well. And down by where the viaduct is, they've actually done another one down there on some side of the viaduct.
I think we should have had a snow shed in Queensland the last couple of days. We've had 34 degrees Celsius, so it's been really, really warm. And last night and the night before, 12 degrees. And then this morning, when I got up, it was 16. So, yeah, it was a bit cool. Hey, Daryl.
G'day, Daryl. G'day, Randall. How are you guys?
Hey, Randall.
Hey, peeps. Yeah, I said goodnight earlier, but
What,
you know, it was one of those things. So I decided to come in the garage and grab the link and say hello to everybody.
Oh, hello there, Derek.
Your wife kicked you out, Daryl. She kicked you out again. Your wife kicked you out again, Daryl.
Yeah, no. It's okay.
He had memories of your face, Artie. I don't know. I'm going to sleep well tonight. No, don't get closer.
That's a nice look for you, Artie.
Yeah, I reckon that's an improvement. Don't you reckon? That's a big improvement, I reckon.
I reckon it'd scare the hell out of Chucky.
Chucky?
Chucky.
Yeah,
Chucky.
I'm just. I don't think I'm not going to. I'm going to take that off.
No, put it back on. Put it back on.
Put it back on. We're going to have the local kids come around for Halloween, and I've got to make sure I do it right so they don't come back again next year because they're looking for candy.
Yeah.
Or-
Can't really say Halloween thing.
The thing is, the one thing I was thinking was where the white part is. You know, turn around and make that like a draw a skull there. You know, so it looks like you got two skulls.
Or a brain. That would be even worse.
Oh, do the brain would be good, but I can always go.
Don't give him ideas for next year. Oh, God.
I can always go like this.
Very sexy.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. Well, it's the most.
Are you on a break?
Well,
Are you on a break, Daniel?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Robin. I'm traveling tonight.
Oh. What, pizza deliveries?
No. I'm working the rail yard tonight,
Oh.
but not in Thayer. I'm in Sioux City, Iowa.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, he's catching some UPs.
Wow.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be.
I can show you here.
Accurate to do. Because we know what UP stands for. Usually parked.
BNSF sometimes calls them unlimited parking. So, but,
I'm going to have to get a wall map of America so I can find out where all these places are.
Why? Because you get
Because when people mention a name, I have no idea where it is.
Well, Daryl
We
is
might-
on.
An atlas, so changing pages.
Well, Daryl there is close to us.
Whoa. Are we going to see trains? Randall?
Probably not.
No.
My camera level's set up.
That looks like you're going to have some white stuff.
I was gonna say that looks like snow on that truck.
It is.
Yeah.
It snowed here in Iowa today.
I'm not complaining about
There
the dog degrees
we
anymore. Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah,
one
Yeah,
thing
kind
I
of pretty
found
good
out.
snow. A lot of it's kind of melted away.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's the yard right there.
Yeah.
That's one thing I found out moving to Vermont is that the thing is when I first started working in Vermont, I noticed that there was a lot of 4x4 pickup trucks and Subarus. I didn't understand why until the first major snowstorm. It's like, oh, they don't plow their roads as well as I'm used to.
Oh, the Subarus, they're one of the best cars in the snow. For the snow conditions to drive in.
Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it, Snow? But I don't know
Well,
if
the other day, we had clouds like that on the escarpment, and it felt like that, but we didn't get snowy. Was it last night? Not last night, night before. Friday night. Friday afternoon and Friday night, it looked like that here. But with that
on the plains.
Hey, I put a link up in the chat if you guys want to get a good laugh. It's about UP and a neighborhood. So if you guys want to get a good laugh at this guy, here's the link. It's in the chat.
just make up the call.
Hey, Artie, I got to head off.
All right, mate. Thank you very much. We need to
All right, Anthony. Have a good evening.
this week
Yeah,
too.
have a good
See you,
evening.
Anthony.
All right, good night, everybody.
All right, buddy.
Good
Thanks.
night.
See you.
You're being
Auf Wiedersehen. We should be using German to send them off.
Do widzenia. Laka noc. Iłeś zakat.
Hey, Les, that's good that you gave him a subscribe because he's got quite a few subscribers, but it's not exactly what you think. But I did subscribe to him, but I get a laugh every time this guy posts. I mean, it's really pathetic. But it's one of those channels where I just stumbled across, and the dude's pretty funny.
Now, is he pretty funny deliberately or accidentally?
Well, probably both, Edward. Let's put it this way. He lives in a neighborhood where two tracks of the UP cross paths, and they're right smack in the middle. So this guy's getting UP trains like every hour, and they're blocking the streets on both ends. And this guy it's unbelievable that this guy is actually still on YouTube. I mean, hey, Papa John.
That's not the guy. Oh, I gotta go. Sorry, guys.
All right, see you later.
Oh, okay. All right, Les, you thought it was funny too. Actually, I get great entertainment out of it.
Night, Ram.
Holy mackerel.
You look like that,
man.
John. You look like that stripper that I saw last week at the strip joint down the road here. Man, both of
Who
you.
is it? Who is it?
Who is it?
Who?
All right,
I think I gotta put my glasses on.
That should start with a knock knock.
Holy shit.
Oh God. Yeah.
Who's there?
Bigfoot.
And you thought Artie looked bad.
was bad. That was an improvement for me.
Hey guys, I'm not going
I
to
think
sleep
I need to
tonight.
trim. My beard's been.
No, it looks good. Yeah. We just
Yeah,
imagine
it's
it
covering
was
half my face.
Yeah. Um, but now we've got to stow out and rabbits. Yeah. Yeah.
There
Well, it is fun.
you can see. Well, I got to turn the other way.
You don't turn the other cheek, do you? Will you? So, um, so what region you model again there, Edward?
Say again?
What region are you modeling or basing your layout on?
It's sort of 1876, sort of like upper state New York, Vermont area.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's early, isn't it?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Well, one of the things is that it was a long way to get to that particular area. I'm a fan of the Delaware and Hudson, which is in New York State and Pennsylvania. But I was blunt to a model train club, which I still do. But a lot of the guys were, making 80 car long trains on this modular layout and all that, and take about almost an hour to set up and an hour and a half an hour to set, bring it down and all that. And what I wound up doing is getting older and older trains, which meant that they could be prototypically shorter. And then I think it was last year I was coming across all of a sudden for some reason YouTube was showing me all these bicentennial stuff and all that. And I got basically at that time I was thinking about doing the Reconstruction era, which was just after the Civil War. And then I happened to realize that 1876, which would have been the centennial, I decided that it used this. As far as I know, no one really models the centennial. So that was sort of my inspiration of going that direction. And also, I'm also trying to do 6-foot broad gauge, which was started with the Erie Railroad. It was part of the Albany and Susquehanna Railroad, which was half of the Delaware and Hudson. And so I'm, trying to figure out how to broaden the gauge of locomotives and how to build broad gauge locomotives, because as far as I know, no one makes 6-foot gauge HO scale equipment.
Wow.
So that's a little bit of a challenge that way.
Oh my God. What the heck?
Not quite sure, but as far as I know, I don't look that bad.
You didn't see it up close. Do you mind? Oh, really? Only got my cup of tea.
Kind of look like Captain Spaulding.
Oh, Captain Spaulding, yeah.
Another thing that I'm doing with the particular module that I'm doing was actually it was on Boxcar Jerry's channel, where someone I forgot exactly what it was, but it was asking about canals or something like that, and I just happened to realize that in the era and time frame I'm doing, canals and railroads were next to each other. So I'm actually
They were really big. They were bringing a lot. Well, the area that I'd really like to model in South Carolina up through Spartan, but there was a lot of canals that were actually going from the upstate down towards the coast. And when the railroad came in, there was a huge competition between the railroad and the barges that was on the canals.
Yes.
But then they realised, the guys that are on the boats, they realised they can get the produce quicker if they were able to get the barges to the railway siding and they get the rail trains to cart it down to, what's the port down there? Not Charlotte. Starts with C. South Carolina. What's the big shipping port down there?
Carolina Fort.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, I can't think of it.
Yeah, on the east side of the country, canals and railroads were constantly in competition with each other.
Yeah.
The Delaware Hudson that I'm a fan of was originally the Delaware Hudson Canal Company, and they were a narrow gauge railroad, a narrow gauge gravity railroad, which was 4 foot 3 inches. And what they would do is that they would take the cars, put them on what was called an incline plane, hook up a cable up to it, and then basically a steam engine on top of the hill would wind it all the way up to the summit, and then they would turn around and after it got over the summit, they would let the cars go, and then they would have gravity take it to the bottom of the next incline so they can go up that way.
It was Charleston. It was down to Charleston and Myrtle Beach where I was trying to get the produce to, because Charleston is, and still is a major port, and they used to get a lot of produce out of Charleston.
They had a lot of canals in Chicago too, didn't they? I watched a documentary about it before the railways actually took it over, I think.
Yeah, there's a
Chicago?
there is a canal that actually connects was it Lake Michigan with the Mississippi River.
That would have been the one that the guy did. Yeah, it was a great doco about how much it changed and how they altered the landscape. Where the river, was once was, it's not there anymore. It's over somewhere else. So, quite fascinating, really.
And if I remember correctly, there was a Tom Scott episode where they're talking about where they've actually had to turn around and towards the end of the canal, they actually had to electrify it because there's an invasive species that got into the Mississippi River, and it's basically causing all sorts of havoc.
Yeah, that might have been the doco I watched.
Yeah.
That's a place where you don't swim.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to make that quick exit, Artie. Yeah, sorry, I had to make that quick exit. I thought I was going to have to make a run, and it just turned out to be the manager here checking in and make sure I was logged in and everything. So.
Where's your Halloween outfit? Come on, will you? Where's your hat? Where's your spirit? You don't have no mask, no nothing, no makeup.
Sorry.
He doesn't want to.
I guess I'm going as a van driver this Halloween.
Right. Okay. All right.
Well, actually, I'm actually dressed as an anime fan, so there you go.
Well, that's scary enough. All right, that's scary enough.
Hey, Randall, you still working the 2 jobs?
No, Domino's never has called have me come to work for them. So unfortunately, I picked up this bar out gig here at Rail Crew. It was a long drive up here, but
weren't you working for Walmart?
I was, but when Domino's called, and supposedly hired me, I put my 2 weeks notice in. Was going to come work for Domino's.
Goodness.
Okay.
And well, they never.
Is it hard?
They last time I called them, they said, "Well, we'll call you when it's time we can come in and go work." So
are you kind of back schedule with rail crew, or do they give
yeah,
you?
I'm back full time with rail crew until either Domino's calls or.
Okay. All right.
So
well, maybe
Is it-
that's where you
it's
just end up
kind of a
staying.
weird, messed up deal. But
Is it tough to get work over there?
say it again, Robin.
Is it hard to get work over there in US now, or?
Well, it's where I live. It's always been hard to get work.
Okay.
There's really not that much in my area. You'd have to go like the bigger towns, bigger cities to really find a lot of jobs. But like I said, fortunately, this deal came up and I took it, and it's pretty cool out here right now. This is actually the first time I've ever worked on the UP side of things. So so it's going to be some kind of different news. So I'm kind of excited about this. So.
Oh, yeah. Back to something that you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If I had my brothers, I'd rather be doing this, all the time, driving. So.
So you still working for the same company or a different company?
Yeah, still working for rail crew. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still working for rail crew. I'm just up here because they were really short on drivers. Then I guess the railroad decided to start running long hauls, and then they put these yard shifts in. So, and they didn't have very many people working, from what I was told. So, so they need some extra help.
It's good when you're able to go back and do the work that you know what to do.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
Familiar with. It's like when I got took that blow this week with my surgeon, it's like with me, like I think used to go down here with the road construction. I used to be able to jump and go and do a bit of road train work going out west. But now I haven't got that to fall back on anymore. So it's a huge blow to me.
How many hours did it take you to drive up to Iowa?
Well, what happens if something goes wrong,
Yeah.
Going. It's not as if you got a mechanic, 10 minutes down the road. A mechanic will take you, a good 2 days to get to you in some places.
Yeah, to answer Thomas's question, I left there about 12 o'clock, and I didn't get up here till like 10:30. So, yeah, it was a long drive.
I got to run, guys. Sorry. Duty call.
All right, we'll see you, Daryl.
Good night, everyone.
We'll catch up.
Bye, Daryl.
Okay.
Take it easy, Daryl.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on there much longer.
See you later, Daryl.
See you, Daryl. Yeah, I want to get a few things done. I've got this top secret project I've got to finish off. I need to get that finished sometime today, so I can actually send it off this week.
I was going to say, too, the good news is this first night's going to be kind of slow. I think the manager said they're only bringing in 7 cars tonight. So it's going to be a pretty easy night for me to get the hang of things. So.
But you still get paid to sit there, though, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I'll get paid for the full 12 hours.
Well, that's good. As long as you sit there and get paid,
Oh, yeah.
while you sit there, you're fine. I mean,
Yeah, and I'll be up here.
Yes. Sitting and not getting paid.
I'll be up here for probably I know I'll be up here 2 weeks. I may be up here longer than that in case if they decide they need me for running long hauls. So.
Now, are you using your vehicle or is this a company vehicle?
No, this is a company vehicle is what I'm in. So.
Double bodies.
This is actually one of their vans. So.
Yeah.
One of their vans, I should say. It's not one of the vans here. They're actually only down, I think, to two or three vans left. So,
The other ones are parked up. See, I told you, usually parked.
yeah, they've got one sitting back there. I guess that thing's broke down all the time. It's broke down again. So,
Oh, sorry. I just got one. Yeah, well, I mean, I mean, it's important to. Okay.
oh, we lost John.
Yeah, John.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things in life. I mean, it's really important to have a good job, a good steady job. Sometimes, yeah, it stinks that you've got to travel a fair way, but
Yep.
look at us down here,
Look.
where I'm at, like most of the people now travel an hour and a half every day each direction to go from here to Sydney just to work.
I get paid for the trip coming up here to Iowa, and then I'll get paid for the trip going back to Thayer when they
Oh man,
whenever they send me back. So
you wouldn't really need to. I mean, I know you always need more money, but I mean, you're better off doing.
oh yeah,
I mean, you look at Domino's, they're messing people around, even here.
yeah.
Well, they're in a bad way here. I know they're in a bad shape here in Australia.
Honestly, if I know that was going to be the case, I would have never quit Walmart. But you know, oh well, can't cry over spilt milk. So
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Hard
Yeah.
to know.
yeah,
I mean, okay, Walmart, everybody takes a mickey out of them, give them crap, but I mean, hey, they do employ a fair bit of
Yeah.
the wife I do to me. It's like our Coles and Kmart and Woolworths here in Australia, like, you know, they're one of the biggest employers, but out in the regional centres as well, you know. People have to eat. People have to put clothes on themselves, you know. You're always going to have to. Yeah, you just got to look at your job security and what it would do.
There's a lot of jobs going for truck drivers at the moment here.
Yeah.
William was telling me that his company that he works for are paying something like $2,500 a week to drive PWs, and they just can't get anybody at the moment.
You know the biggest problem now with truck driving in Australia, where a lot of them are showing off. Yeah, there are a lot of old school drivers, but the paperwork that you've got to do as a truck driver.
Jack 32 to the yard van, over.
Uh-oh.
The paperwork you've got to do as a truck driver now, you do more paperwork than an airline pilot does.
Yeah, he's William's using a logbook checker, which.
Well, I got to head out already. I got to go pick up a crew.
Okay, see you.
All right.
All right, we'll see you guys. Have a good night. See you.
See ya.
Safe travel.
Yeah, and the other thing, I mean, I know Williams' company will pay. Do they train with their productions? So I know, like Williams' company pays good money.
And they look after their drivers too.
Yeah.
Which they have to do it by the book, otherwise the manager gets a bit upset. So he looks after his drivers, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, if something goes wrong, they're covered. It's just like it's like the company I work for. When I had that accident, even though it wasn't my fault, they always try to pin it on the truck. They will find whatever way they can. Well, the truck driver's fault. Well, you know, that could have been avoided. The truck was doing this and the truck was doing that, even though the other party was wrong.
Yeah, it's a bit harder now with
have to do everything by the book. Yeah.
Cameras
Well-
have made it a lot better. Artie, that's you. William had an accident and it wasn't his fault, but they've got like cameras facing in every direction. And when they checked it, the cop said, "Yeah, you head off, mate. We'll deal with it." You know. But yeah, it's a bit of a worry. I don't think I could drive one of those big trucks. In fact, I know I couldn't. A bit scary. I
Yeah.
wouldn't
Well,
mind driving a train though.
well, it was like me the other day. I was coming back home from Bargo from when I was trying to be an influencer with those ads. Now between Wilton and to the bottom where I live, because it's up in the mountainous area, we've got two of these what we call point-to-point cameras, which they're average speed cameras, and it measures out the average speed of the truck as they go along through that area. I was doing 100, and in some parts I was actually just trying to catch up with this truck. I was doing 115 kilometers an hour in a 100k zone. And it was a total subby. And it's people like that, but I mean, he's probably getting paid peanuts from whoever he's working for, and they're working too hard. They're breaking the law. They're breaking the rules. Yeah, I am okay, Jeff. It was just, I went outside and spoke to the locals, and I said the wrong thing, and I said, "We'll crap at it." No, it's really just Halloween.
I'm going to have to oil this chair. It makes some terrible noises.
Well, stop jumping up and down on them. It's not going to Melbourne. It's not going to Sydney. But yeah, there are so many companies. There are still plenty of companies out there that won't pay the drivers what they're worth, and they don't look after the drivers. And there's a shortage of. Is there a shortage? Not really. If they pay the drivers what they're worth, then there won't be a shortage.
I think times are changing though, with all the regulations.
But they're
and
bringing
stuff.
all these imports in. They're bringing all these imports in from India and Pakistan and some of the Middle Eastern countries. They've never seen a B double or a road train. They throw them in here. They don't know how to reverse them. They don't know how to unhook them. They don't even know how to strap a load down properly. And they're working for half the price than what they should be working for. I remember when I went with towing for Target, the company that had the Target contract here in Sydney, they had the rate that I was getting paid was only just enough to make ends meet. Then they wanted me to cut my rates down even further to keep the contract. And I said, well, I can't. I need to put the rates up, because your insurance is going up, registration's going up. And the comment that I got from the company manager was, oh, those Indians are doing it for 70% less than what you're doing it for. And go, well, give it to them. But they're not paying their insurance. They're thieving fuel. Their vehicles are not maintained every week. They're doing a lot of shortcuts, and the drivers are not getting paid the award rate. So give it to them. I just walked away from it because there's no way I'm going to do it. There's not a shortage of workers. You just got to pay the workers what they're worth. And
Yeah, I completely agree. This, nobody wants to work. It's like nobody wants to work, but you want to pay them.
That's right. My landlord, for example, and even he's the same thing. He's an electrician. Now he's lucky. The company he's working for, he's getting paid. He's getting above the award rate, but he's still getting paid the award rate. He works for a company that goes out to the shopping centres, does air conditioning, does electrical repairs to big shopping centres, big shopping malls, and that. He's right. But when he comes down to doing construction wiring for new houses and that, Yeah, the company, the electrical company itself is making big money. But the electrician itself, the qualified electrician, isn't getting money.
It'd be good when model makers are paid what they're worth. Wouldn't it? It'd be good if model makers are paid what they're worth.
Well, that's another example too.
I'm just thinking of how much time and effort I put into these little Malcolm Moore locos. Well, they're 7mm scale, so they're O scale. And you know, you don't make a lot of money out of it, and then people go, oh, but you know they happily pay $400 or $500 for a Chinese model produced by the factory.
Okay, we'll take an example. We'll use Australian example because our rate of pay is a lot higher, right? That base minimum wage. If you take a base minimum unskilled worker in Australia, and that includes the people that are working in the fast food outlet like McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, Sizzler, Tuesdays, and that sort of thing. The basic wage here is $21 an hour, and that's unit more. It's $22 an hour, and that's your day rate. Once you get into after 12 o'clock, it's actually classified as night shift or afternoon shift. Then you get your shift allowance and whatnot. It doubles. But now, a model maker like yourself, Robin, that will be classed as a skilled job. Now, what extra top on that will be? I would say minimum $26, $27 an hour as a skilled. If you've got some sort of skill, some sort of qualification. A truck driver here, for example, a rigid prime mover, or what the Americans call tractor unit, the minimum wage for them here is $27 an hour, right? But you're getting these companies, which we call mud cutters, that do demolitions and whatnot. They're paying their drivers $21, $22 an hour, the bare minimum. Of course, no one's going to go and work for $22 an hour when they can go and do $27 an hour. Now, a lot of these other companies that are subbing to Tolls, Linkbox, and whatnot, doing these B-double work, you see the B-double driver, B-double/road train driver, its award rate is, I think, $38, $39 an hour, right? A lot of these companies, again, are only paying probably about $22, $23 an hour. They're going to the base minimum. They're not going to the award that is for that job. They're just going to the bare minimum. I'm not going to go and try a B double for $23 an hour. You can get lost. Either pay me $38 an hour, $39 and close to my award. There's no way I'm going to go down to 23. So there's no shortage on drivers. Just pay them what the award of what they're supposed to get paid. But you have how much extra work you've got to do, and just in long line of work, how much extra you've got to do, your concentration, your loading down, your tying down, and everything else. Model making, 3D printing, even if you do 3D printing, you've got to design it. Then you've got to sit there and make sure everything goes right.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, but anyway, you do what you got to do. Those well wagons that you're doing, Thomas, are they? Did you download that file, or was that something that you've drawn up yourself, or are they like a 5-pack?
Yeah, these are my designs.
And it's like a 5-pack, is it? Like they're all connected together?
3 are connected together.
Oh, 3. Okay.
So you're doing 3-footers.
They're 60. They're 40-footers.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're little shorties.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I've been asked to make a set of them in N scale, and I'll probably wouldn't mind some for myself. But out here we have them set up in 5s, but then there was issues if one wagon went in to have a repair job done on it, the whole set was out. So they've started breaking them down into individual cars again now.
Yeah, I had 73 footers I printed before, and they didn't come out well, and they were causing all kinds of problems. So I went to the 40 footers. They're much better.
So the bigger ones, you're printing them all in one piece, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, these are all individual pieces.
and you glue them together.
No. They're screwed together.
Oh, each wagon is a solid print.
Right.
Is that what you mean? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes 7 hours to print the box.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? 7 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Anything that goes over a couple of hours, I always think, oh my God, is it really worth waiting? I get impatient with it. So,
Well,
and sometimes it's okay, I can just let it run and then I go and do some washing and do whatever.
Oh yeah.
well,
See, at the moment, me, I've got no room for it. And as I said earlier in the stream, I've got to reevaluate how and what I'm going to do in the stream because, as some of you guys seen, I struggle to get past between the gap that I did there, even though I had room and I did build it. But when I get to where I am here now, let me move the camera. What if I move? If you move, you see there's not much room.
Okay.
I'm pretty much cramped up to where the desk was. So,
I've got a big shed, but the problem is it gets really seriously hot in the summer. So it's really hard to have anything out there.
yeah, well, see, the way I'm looking at it at the moment, I'm looking at taking at least another 12 inches off that way, taking it that way, and bringing it down. And I'm going to reduce the radiuses of my layout as well. Just so I've got a bit more space to move around because you're just too tight. And if something goes wrong, it's a nice track plan, yeah, but if I have to get down, I'll just no room. It's hardly
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I had to try and start modifying that one that I was building for Billy, because it was, it wasn't a duck hunter or anything. You could walk around it, but the problem was it was too high. So originally I made it because we thought we were going to do some exhibitions, but his health really didn't allow us to do that. But then from a safety point of view, so he didn't fall off a higher chair, I started lowering the layout down to table height, so he could use just like an office chair to run trains.
You would see, you see my layout here. If you have a look, my layout here, the bottom level is at a chair height. Right? Well, for just a little bit higher than a what do you call it? A school desk, because I'm using my old school desk here, right? And it's comfortable height. It's a good height to work in. But this level up here, that's also not a bad level either, because it's at my eye level. If I stand up and move around, I've got still room. I don't have to overreach to get to anything. I still have the good height, but I can sit here and I can watch my trains. And I did that on purpose. Now, for my construction, let me see if I can get that little camera up again. As you see in the middle there, I've actually created 2 access points so I can actually do my construction, so I can get in between it. Because it's 4.5 feet wide.
It's really complicated, isn't it? The way it all goes around.
Well, it works, but I just haven't got the inclines right. And of course, I did in some places it is a little bit steeper, it's only because I can get my 4-inch clearance for my double stacks and high carriages that I got from the US. And also the V sets, the Australian double deckers. So I'm going to rearrange the layout. It's not too bad, but I do want to rearrange it just slightly. One where I can move around on the layout as well as
Run trains.
Yeah.
Thomas, have you got a layout?
Yeah, in my other room. I'm in my office right now. And,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And what I do is I have my 3D printers inside my office because I can open up the windows if I need to. And but I have this air quality control meter in my office here, and it tells me if anything's going wrong with the air quality. So that's so I have the 3D printer. Sometimes I do work in here. I got a workbench out in my train room that I have stuff on, and I work out there sometimes. Then I come in here and do things, stuff like that. So I have 2 work areas.
Is your layout quite big? Does it fill a room?
Yeah, it fills the room. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So is it all one level or is it multiple levels?
multiple levels. I got 4 levels.
Four levels.
Yeah. You need to cherry picker to get to the 4th level.
Yeah. Well, I have a 3-step ladder. I can get up there, but I have cameras on everything too, so I can watch everything on the cameras. So I don't have to worry about. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be too complicated for me. I'd like it all on one level so I can see what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if the track works good, then you don't have to worry. But yeah, you're going to have a derailment every once in a while.
Yeah. Well,
it always happens at the wrong place too, the hardest place to get to.
Oh yeah, they always do, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at me, it's happened right down the far. It always ends up going down the far end. But I'm glad I gave myself some sort of access just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, that medication just made me blow down.
That's the problem, isn't it, with layouts? If you fill the room too much and you can't get to it. And I'm helping a guy design a layout at the moment, and I suppose we all do it when we get into the hobby. Is we want to build an empire in the smallest amount of space. And when he was talking, I said to him, mate, your arms are not long enough to reach over the back of that. And he says, oh, I never even thought of that. I said, so how are you going to lay the track? And if something comes off, how are you going to get over there to get to it, you know? So we've condensed it down. Perimeter layouts, I think, are good. I don't like duck under layouts. I've never liked a duck under layout. All my exhibition layouts have been walk around. And as you know, Artie, sometimes when I was exhibiting my layout, I'd wear a skirt. The last thing I want to do is be bloody climbing underneath a layout.
Yeah. Well,
the last thing that you want to do when you go under that, yeah.
Oh.
I'm lucky. I'm still limber, so I can lay on the floor, get underneath, and then I move up on the other side. So.
Okay.
But you do get okay. You just because I know when I was playing and pinned down the track here, even though I've got that little access point, I tell you what, it just gets tiring on the knees and the back and what I'm just trying to get through that little access point. And I tell you what, it does get tiring. So, yeah.
Billy's layout that I was building for him is 1.2 meters wide, and it's 5.6 or 5.4 meters, I can't remember now, long. And it's modular, so the idea is that we can take it down, we can work on
18 foot by 18 foot by what was the other one? 25.
Which other?
You said
your layout.
You said it was about 5 meters long.
5 meters is good because it gives you a really good run.
Yeah.
Especially in a straight line, you can run long trains. I don't mind seeing long trains.
So
I like container trains. I've always liked them, even when I had my very first layout.
Yeah.
At exhibitions and stuff, the containers always looked really cool because there's all the different colours and stuff. Coal wagons and stuff bore me to tears. But yeah. And what was it? Greetham was like 16 feet long, so in end scale, so it runs really good.
I like Greetham and even Passion Fruit Creek. They were good because they just had a long run. But the other good thing I liked about your little Engage, and this is where Engage is good, I wouldn't be able to work on it now, is you didn't have to climb underneath the layout to get into the middle. I mean, I look at all these other clubs that have to go into the middle and they got to get on their hands and knees. It's not so much bad for the younger ones, but when you get to the, and I'm going to say, when you start getting the older age, even older than me, getting on your hands and knees to get into the middle of your layout, it becomes a big struggle.
Yeah, well, at my age now, I'm starting to find
up.
Getting down on the ground to do something or pick something up is not such a problem. It's bloody trying to get back up again.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see some of the changes I saw in Billy when he hit 70, and now I'm starting to go down that road as well. And we think, oh, it's not going to happen to me, but guess what? It does.
Yeah, well, it'll eventually catch up to all of us. Well, I looked at, you said my mum and dad's place, Robin. Okay, with the Europeans, there's always something about a big house. It's got to be 2-3 stories high and everything else. All good until you get old, and then you've got to go climb up and down those stairs. So there's what to get to the top level. Okay, lucky the stairs are not deep, they're reasonably shallow and wide. There's 17 steps to climb up to the top main living area. Now, Dad ended up having to have knee replacements done, so he's been stuck up the top story. He hasn't been able to walk up and down the stairs.
Yeah, you have to get a lift. Get one of those lifts. Their house is big enough to put a lift in.
Well, you can put one in the broom, Mum's broom room. You can put an elevator there. It'll bring you down near the hiding room. It can be done. But they're not going to spend that money on it.
You've got to make the most of it while you've got youth on your side. I have to be honest. I mean,
well, you do. You've got to be religious. I mean, it's a nice house, but what happens when you get old? A friend of mine now, this couple, her husband and her, they were looking at building a new house, and the husband was going to go for a 2-story house. And I'm going, mate, you've got books in your head. What do you want a 2-story house for? You're getting old, and he's got problems with his knees already, and he's only a year older than me. You want a 2-story house, you can barely walk on the flat. Now you're going to get a 2-story house, how are you going to walk up and down the stairs?
You know what Billy was like with his hip. He struggled to get up 3 stairs at the front of my place.
Yeah.
So, that made it hard.
They built the new one where they went out and looked at some of the houses and whatnot. You want something like this. It's one level, and you're right.
Well, hey, Edward, have you got any YouTubes or anything of your models on or any?
Yes,
yeah?
pretty much. I'm an hour and 15 minutes ahead of Sidetrack Sunday. I sort of do the unofficial and unlawful pre-show for Sidetrack Sunday, and I'm trying to think.
They appreciate your advertising for them.
Say again?
They appreciate the advertising.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Just so you know who he is, Robin. Edward is actually known as Happy Valley Hobbies.
Ah.
Yeah, that's why if you look in the chat, it said the hard drive went 100%, froze everything, because that's why I disappeared, because the computer just went and it just didn't do anything. But
okay.
What's the matter, Edward? You got too many videos on your computer?
Say again?
I said you got too many videos on your computer?
No, the hard drive. It's always been a problem with this computer. When the hard drive goes 100%, and all of a sudden it just stops.
You mean processing 100% or 100% full?
100% reading and writing.
Okay.
So
you're running something then on there that you have this utilization.
but a lot of times it's like right now it's like hovering around 10%, and all I have to do is like click on a button, and all of a sudden it just goes right to the right to the top.
Yeah, and then you get all these.
You gotta check and see what else is running on your computer.
Yeah, pretty much.
I look at mine one time, and there's at least 15, 16 other programs that are running in the background. Like you've got these apps and everything else that's running in the background. It's like, come on, for real?
Yeah.
And you're not even using it, you haven't even got them open.
Yeah, that's probably one of the problems that I'm having, because all of the only operational or live programs that I'm using right this second is Task Manager and Firefox. That's all. Now, I might have one too many tabs open, but usually I've seen with Firefox they don't usually if a tab isn't active on there, it's usually not usually not loaded or being used and all that. But
well, if you look in Task Manager and you find Firefox, there should be an arrow next to it. You can expand it, you'll see how many sessions are open.
Yeah. But
like right now my computer is doing like 30%, memory at 32%, disk at 1%. And I got like over 100 applications running on my machine.
Well, the thing is that right now it's sort of like running between 10 to 20%, and then all of a sudden it'll spike to 100 for about 2 seconds, and then drop back down, be like this and all that, and it backs up, and then it goes down again. So
yeah, there's an application running on your machine that's doing that.
The thing is, about maybe less than a month ago, all of a sudden Firefox did an update. And then all of a sudden, I thought there was something wrong with Task Manager because it showed that the drive was doing nothing. The hard drive was doing nothing. But the thing is that everything ran fantastic. And then they did an upload again, and now it's back to where it was before. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, do you have another browser on your computer you can try? See if it's
well, I do have Edge, but
I'm using Edge now, and they've updated about 2 weeks ago. They updated 2 weeks ago, and I'll tell you what, it's just been a pain in the butt. It was working fine beforehand, but then they put all this new stuff on, and I'll tell you what, it's a lot worse than what it used to be.
Yeah.
I need to sort it all out. The desktop you ran on Firefox, it was fine. Edge is taking a bit used to work, but you got all this other stuff on the side I don't want. Every time I delete it, they bring it back up again. Oh, just
yeah. Well, at work, 90% of the time we use Chrome, but there is one website for some reason that doesn't work on Chrome properly, so we have to go to use Edge for that one.
Well, anyway, folks, I am going to be a spoiled sport. I'm going to have to call it quits because it is getting on 1:30. Again, Robin, my show will be on 11 o'clock next week.
Okay, yeah.
Your time.
Yeah.
Any other Australian viewers in the background, Australian viewers, it's going to 12 o'clock Sydney Daylight Savings Time. It's because these guys, their clock is going back to normal time. They're going back an hour.
fall back, spring ahead.
Yeah. For the US, my stream will not change. It still remains 8 o'clock Saturday nights. That time is not being changed. It's just for us Aussies down here, you know. So
We've been trying to get them to change that, but they don't listen.
Yeah,
Well-
the way I look at it is that with with everything being 24/7, what's the point of having daylight saving time?
They had excuses about when I was a kid. Oh, it's so the children won't be out waiting for the school bus in the dark. They're half asleep anyway. They don't know if it's light or dark out.
Well, go to live up in Alaska or up in the northern part,
Arctic
Yeah.
Circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up there. I worked in Alaska for 9 months and it was dark almost every day.
yeah,
Only like an hour of sunlight.
yeah, yeah. The other way around you sometimes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's been good
Okay.
fun.
Everybody,
Yeah.
happy Halloween. Make sure you dress up as scary as you possibly can and get rid of those candy thieves. I know I'm not taking this off till later on tonight because I know I've got to do up my makeup because I know they're going to be coming knocking on my door soon.
Hey, Dwight, how you doing?
So, everyone, thank you for coming. Hope you all had fun.
Yep.
Have fun. Stay safe. See you soon.
Yeah,
See you, Hardy. See you, Thomas.
Robin, Ted, take care.
Bye.
Have a